What's the next big thing? Well, that's always a question, isn't it? When you're in this line of work, what can you buy now, sit on for 6 months, and then triple your money? To be honest with you, I don't know for sure, but I have some guesses. It appears that some of the later spectrum of that which is vintage is starting to come on hot. And you see some of these examples here in front of me that may possibly be part of the next big thing. Can you remember back when everybody was still using Pyrex bowls, and now they're selling for $400, $500, $600 a set? That might possibly be the case with some of the late 70s, 80s, early 90s things. One good example is the mushroom pattern. We've got a lot of people who love mushroom pattern canisters and kitchenware and things like that. 10 years ago, not all that hot. Now, heavy seller. So the question is, what's the next big thing? So I've got a few examples for you. The first one, we'll start with clear-cut glass. Crystal type glass, clear-cut glass. This one is a little bit out of that category because 25 to 30 years ago, this was hot. Everybody wanted that, Star of David pattern type cut glass and the beautiful crystal and those sorts of things. And now it's dead. It's just dead. I can't give it away. Matter of fact, this particular piece here came from the $5 pile. But I think it's going to come back around because I think there's a vintage type look to it that will be a great addition to that Hollywood Regency decor type setting. And I think it's going to come back around. Now, I may be wrong because there's a lot of it. So that kind of will hinder the market and hinder the value, but I think there's potential for clear-cut glass to come back around. Another thing is the more modern Pyrex. This is a pattern from the 80s, if I remember correctly, late 70s or 80s. It's called Autumn Harvest. And it is, this particular set is priced at $175 for the 4-bowl Cinderella set. And the early sets from the 60s, late 50s, early 60s, some of those, the pinks and the blues, the Amish butter print and the pink gooseberry, those sell $400 or $500 a set. I think these will get there because they're going to match the decor that is going to be wanted at some particular time. Another thing that I think is coming around is this home interior-esque type decor. Again, it goes in that Hollywood Regency type decor. Imagine a house that would have been decorated in the early 80s. I think that look's going to come around, and some of these sorts of things, again, with the gold gild type look. I think that's going to come around and be popular pretty soon. So keep your eye on those. I think it's going to be a good buy for you. A telephone. Remember the time when you had to call your girlfriend while hooked to a wall and hope her dad didn't answer? Well, that's kind of what we're remembering here. And these things are starting to come around, especially the turn dials. We've got a few examples here at the back porch, but they're rising in popularity, especially in the yellows and the pinks and the blues and reds. Everybody loves a red phone from Batman. So they're kind of gaining popularity, and I think they're going to get there even more so. So that's something to keep your eye on. Last piece of kitchenware that I might interest you in is these Tupperware canisters and other sorts of Tupperware pieces. This 4-piece canister set right here is priced at $35 in our store, and I think in 3 or 4 years, those will be $135 sets. Now, again, I may be wrong, but I have noticed that some of the earlier Tupperware pieces have become pretty popular. There may be some Tupperware collectors out there, and I really think the later browns, tans, yellows, greens, I think those are going to come on in popularity as time goes forward. Now, I may be wrong, but I tell you what, why don't you give us your thoughts on the subject, and if you think that you've got the prophecy to think what might be the next big thing, drop it in our comments. We'll have that discussion because I'm excited. I'm in the business. If you're right, I may jump on a few of those pieces and lay them back for hard times. But anyway, so what's the next big thing? I guess we'll find out. See you next time.